What's up, everybody? Here we are, another day in work from home series. Today we're going to be going over some attacks from side control, but first I want to kind of go over a refresher what side control even is. So, my opponent is here, on their back. I want to have one arm scooping under the head. This arm, I have the elbow on the mat. My knees, one knee in the armpit, one knee at the waistline controlling the hip. This elbow and this knee, I'm pushing together. So I'm here like this, and my weight is being dropped straight down. Again, just reminding you all what that position even is. Now we're gonna change angle. One other thing about this, if you're practicing with a partner, your partner's going to have what we call frames. So I'm laying on my back. I keep my arms basically at like 90-degree angle. My opponent will be laying across my forearms. I want one forearm going under the jawline here, one forearm controlling the hip here. This way, if the person tries to drop their weight straight down, I'm going to be able to kind of keep their weight off of me. The floor is going to help. So as the person pushes down, the floor is there to stop them from bringing my arms down. As long as my arms are strong, I'm kind of pushing back up into them. For part of this, we're going to need our partners to keep their frames, so that way I can kind of use it against them. All right, so now I'm here. My partner has their frame set. So if I actually have a partner to work with, the first part, what I want to do, I want to take this arm out from under the head and trace around and put my elbow down on the other side of their head. So right now their head is going to be more in my armpit area. From here, I want to put both my hands on my opponent's shoulder. I'm going to push forward slightly with my chest, just to make enough room so that I can take this hand and slide it in between my shoulder and this person's wrist. I want to try to get the back of my hand on their wrist. I'm now going to use this to start pushing their hand towards the mat. As that happens, I switch my grip over. So I have like when I'm holding a bike handle, that kind of grip. This hand comes under the arm in the tricep area, so between their shoulder and their elbow. I have the wrist control here. I grab over top of my own wrist, again, like a bike handle. From here, I use this hand to keep their hand pinned to the mat, and I slowly lift the elbow up. So everybody has different range of motion, different flexibility. If I get lifted all the way here and my opponent or partner is still not tapping, I can pin this hand to the ground and I drag it on the mat towards their waist. Eventually, you're going to end up getting the submission. So again, I'm starting here, normal side control. I bring this arm out and around the outside of the mat. I don't want to pick it up and bring it over here. They might grab my arm and start to move around. So I drag my hand around the mat and I put my elbow down on the other side of their head. Both hands come to the shoulder. I use my chest to start pushing the arm down. I come up, I use my hand to bring it down the rest of the way. I grab the wrist, I pin the hand to the mat. I bring my other hand under, I grab over top of my wrist, I lift the elbow, and then I paint the ground with the back of their hand. So, that's not your only option here. A lot of times what happens is as you're going for this, the person switches their arm around. So now it would be like if they were wrapping their arm around this arm this way. That's okay if they do this. I bring this hand underneath and I grab the armpit. I hug this arm close. I want to keep their shoulder attached to my chest. What I do next is I sit up, pulling my opponent up with me, just like this. From here, I want to get wrist control here. I thread through and I grab my own wrist. Now, the last piece, I want to lean my weight towards their waist and step over my opponent's head. I sit my weight down. I bring their hand towards their head in a rotational motion. So I'm not just trying to lift towards the head like this. I bring it away from their body. Boom, like this. It's a rotation. So again, I might be here and I might be going thinking Americana and I go for it, but the person knows what I'm doing. So they wrap their arm around my arm this way. This top hand grabs the armpit. I use this arm, comes over. I hug the shoulder to my chest. I sit up, pulling my opponent to the side. I lean my weight towards their waist to step the leg over. I can get here and then think about my grip. There's no 100% for sure process behind it except for the finish. You can step over, get your grip, or you can get your grip and step over. It really doesn't matter. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for checking out again. Again, I'm going to try to do something every day. So subscribe to my channel. If you have any requests, leave a comment. If you're on my social media, send me a message, all that kind of stuff. But thanks again for checking this out, guys. Again, going to keep doing these as long as we're all stuck inside. I don't have anybody to train with. I just got this dummy, so might as well get some training in and try to help other people out in the process.